All right. So today, I think the Shlok is, the Shlok is 2.41, which is a very interesting Shloka. Well, every Shloka in the Gita is interesting, but this has a very interesting relevance for those who meditate. And so whenever now, as you're getting good at understanding shlokas, more and more you'll become independent. So a couple of things we should always look at. One is the sandhi. What are the sandhis in it? So vyavasaya, atmika, vyavasaya, atmika, and a, they come together and become a. Then it is buddhihi plus eka and iha. So that's the other sandhi. Kuru Nandan is not a sandhi really, it's more a samas, because two words have come together. When two vowels come together or consonants come together and change each other, that is sandhi. When two words come together, that's a samas, Kuru Nandan. And they have different kinds of samas, which someday we can look at. Bahu Shakha is another samas. Shakha, the branches that are many. So Bahu is defining the Shakha. Hyanantascha. So Hyanantascha is He plus Ananta plus Cha. So He is the sound that we often see, absolutely, for sure. And then Anantaha and Cha. So Anantaha, Aha plus Cha becomes the Sh sound is added. So Hyanantascha. And I think if we break the sandhi, it will help us pronounce it better too. And then you have buddhiyo vyavasayanam. So that's buddhayaha and avyavasayanam. The very important word that is used here is vyavasaya. Normally nowadays, vyavasaya means business. And vyavasaya has interesting connotations. But in the old tradition, vyavasaya means focus. Purusharth, when everything is focused on one thing, that is vyavasaya. So vyavasayatmika buddhi means a mind or an intelligence that is focused, centered, stable. So, and the ancient, if we go back to the Vedic times, yajna is a transaction between the human and the deva. You're giving yourself, and the deva is giving himself or herself to you. And there's a transaction. There's a vinimaya, what is called vinimaya, give and take, transaction. So a lot of our understanding of words is Vedic in origin. So Veda has, of course, influenced even our language in yoga, Vedic Sanskrit. So, but here, for simple understanding, vyavasaya is focused or stable or steady. Anyone who has done business knows how important it is to do business with a singular focus. So what Sri Krishna is saying is a buddhi that is pointed like a laser, vyavasayatmik, totally centered, focused on one thing. So whenever there's a focus, that buddhi is one. Buddhir ekeh. So there is one buddhi, mind is one. It's not split. Most of us, our brains are all over the place. But a mind that is singularly focused is one mind. Kuru Nandana is the son of the lineage of the Kurus. Now, Bahu Shakha Hyanantascha. Many branches, multiple, infinite, Ananta, infinite are the branches of the mind that is in avyavasaya. Avyavasaya is that which is not focused. So if we all have, those who have practiced meditation know how important it is to have focus. Otherwise, our mind goes into 100 directions, jumping like a monkey from one place to another. So that is the very basic understanding And Sri Aurobindo's interpretation is, of course, beautiful. The fixed and resolute intelligence in one is one and homogeneous. O joy of the Kurus. Now, Nandana can be the child. Nanda also means joy. So, Ananda, when comes, the word comes. So, O joy of the Kurus is Arjuna. Vyavasayatmika buddhi is the buddhi that is single pointed. A fixed and resolute intelligence is one. O joy of the Kurus. Many branching and multifarious. Bahushakha Hyananta. So not only are they multiple in branches, but infinite, multifarious is the intelligence of one who is irresolute. Now, very gently, he has brought Arjun back to being resolute. Don't be undecided. You're in war. You're a warrior. Your job is to fight. Your job is to stand for the right. You have no business to be dithering back and forth and getting confused over this. You have to be resolute. Again, it is a very yogic shloka, but very relevant in the particular context of the war that is going on. So we will see that in the Gita, and just like the Veda has 3 layers of meaning, the Gita has 3 layers of meaning. So Gita is very particularly focused on the war itself. You have to fight. Shri Krishna is not giving him a choice, so he giving him one excuse after the other. But if as we go deeper into the layers, then there are other deeper springs that we find underneath. And this is a perfect example of, if you did not have the context, you would say someone is talking about yoga. There is nothing to suggest that this is not about yoga. Any yogic teacher would say, your mind has to be focused, resolute, and it will be one. If your mind is all over the place, you will have many minds, infinite, multiple minds. But see how he has used the shloka in 2 different contexts, as our personal development and in the context of the war. And this is another genius of Sri Krishna and the Gita as such. It works simultaneously on multiple levels. Veda, the same thing. Veda, when we read it, it is working at 3 layers at the same level. That's why we say Trayortha Sarva Vedeshu. Sarva, all, Vedeshu is Saptami Vibhakti, Bahuvachan. So, Sare Vedo mein Trayortha, 3 arth hain. Throughout the Veda, there are 3 meanings. We can say the same thing about the Gita. So, Trayortha Sarva Gitasu, we can say the same thing. Now, as you get better with the Vibhaktis, you will start forming your own sentences. I had sent an essay to you earlier, Swamiji, just on the uniqueness of Sanskrit. And if you like it, feel free to critique it. You can share it with everyone. Feel free to. This is the way I have approached Sanskrit, the genius of the Sanskrit. And if you like it, you can, take a look and see if it helps you with learning how the whole Sanskrit, how beautifully it is designed, like a matrix, like a pattern that keeps repeating itself. And so we've talked about it in the past, and so I won't bore you with that today. What else should we do? Padacheda, I think we did that. That is important to break the sandhi. And then Anvaya is to just break it so that now when you translate it, it makes sense. I think we should probably try to listen to Swami Brahmananda to, let him recite it for us.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana bahushakhatyanam tasya buddhayo vyavasayina.
So very beautifully he has recited for us. Remember, he broke it after buddhihi. So after the Ashtvarna, it doesn't matter even if there's a sandhi. When you do the part, you will separate the the pada, first and the second pada. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Whenever a visarga comes after a vowel, it will usually echo the same vowel. So buddhi, and then after that a visarga. Some people say buddhi, buddhi. No, it is not buddhi. Buddhihi. So vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Ekeha kuru nandana. Bahushakha hinantascha. Buddhayo vyavasayinam. This S is not pronounced. It is called the avagraha. We don't pronounce it. So, does anyone want to volunteer for this? Where is our friend who couldn't do the up swalpamapyasya? We need to torture him. Okay, Rahul ji, aa jao.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नंदना बहुशाखा अनंताश्च बुद्धयो ह्यनंताश्च
Hyanantascha.
बहुशाखा ह्यनंताश्च
हाँ
बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम.
हाँ, अब इसमें थोड़ा सा आनंद लेकर आओ. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नंदना. You're singing it to your beloved. You can see Shri Krishna as your beloved, your girlfriend, whichever way. You got to please her. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana. Try that.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि
Buddhihi.
एके व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नंदना.
Beautiful.
बहुशाखा
Bahushakha hinantascha.
बहुशाखा हिनन्ताश्च बुद्धियो व्यवसायिनाम.
Bas, now play with this. Now let the voice come out. You are singing it in praise of Shri Krishna himself. Shri Krishna is all ears listening. How are you going to make Shri Krishna please? Put your heart and soul into it. It has to vibrate with your passion. And so the freedom, the fear of speaking, the hesitation should go away. As we do this more and more, the fear will go away and it will become natural. That is our goal. So that is, of course, my whole theory about how Indians, the new generation, will learn Sanskrit, not by learning grammar, but by hearing it. So, hearing, repeating, memorizing. So that is how, so once you do that, and that is how in our tradition, the teachers used to teach us. When you would go, the child would go to the Gurukul. The Guru would not sit and start explaining the alphabets or the grammar. No. The Guru, with all his or her concentration, with dhyana, would recite a mantra to the disciple, to the little boy or girl, whoever was there, and they had to repeat it. 3 requirements: clearly, sweetly, deliberately. So, clearly, don't go aram se, clearly, sweetly, with a lot of bhava, and deliberately. Take your time, concentrate, because when the Guru is giving you that sound, he's giving you his vibration too. So here where you're getting Shri Krishna's vibration, Swami Brahmananda is reciting as beautiful recitation. He's giving you his beautiful reverberation. Now when you start doing it, the language becomes yours. Just like a child, baby is born, mother is talking to the baby, baby has no clue what the mother is saying. But mother is saying with all her feeling, all her emotion, the baby just absorbs the sounds and then tries to repeat them, and maybe get one word, ma or ba or da. 100 mistakes will be made, no problems. And that's how the baby internalizes the language, by the oral and the auditory tradition. not by learning grammar first. Grammar should be the last thing, if at all. How much grammar do you know of English? I guarantee you 90% of us will not remember what a participle is, what a gerundive is, what an optative is. I mean, are you kidding me? I don't know all that, but I just speak. So that is how we have to do with Sanskrit. Forget all the rules, throw away the rules. Let's just learn to speak it and be free. Just practice, listen again and again, every morning, put it on, listen to him, recite it, take one shloka for the day, recite it 10 times. I guarantee you in 3 months, you will have no fear of Sanskrit. So does anyone want to recite another shloka from the past? Any victims here? No? Okay, Pankaj-ji, chalo. 2.34. Oh, you want to do this one?
Whichever one.
Aap bolo. This is you now. All yours.
We can do this. I can do 3, 4 also after this.
Okay, let's do this first.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana bahushakha hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam.
Beautiful. So, vachan ya pathan, shravan, smaran. These are important things of the part. Very important things. If we keep doing that, it will register in us. Beautiful. You have caught the movement very well of the anushtup pad. And now your vocal cords are opening up, your diaphragm is opening up, and you're able to stretch the sound. And that's what we want. The longer, the dirgha, you should be able to stretch it. Like Brahmanandji stretches, pulls it, he plays with it. Now he'll take the swara and like a great singer, he'll stretch it and do his own thing with it. And that is the genius of the great reciter. Pehle ka parna, if you want to read some other stuff, you want to revise it, 2.34, anyone, or Pankaj-ji, if you want to do it.
3, 4 I can do.
Let's do it.
Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtihi maranadati richyate.
Beautiful. Very good. So I think all of us can be inspired that you're doing so well, and we can all practice. All of us, if we can listen to, if we are driving, just put on a little bit. It's all on now online, and you can play it. You can have, and you can now actually play chapter 2, because half of it, more than half of it, you already are familiar with. And if you want to do any other shloka today, if you want to do any Sanskrit today extra, we can do that. Swamiji, if you have, anyone has any questions, we can address them, or no questions. Wonderful. So then I will ask questions if you don't have questions.
Yes, that's a good idea. Let's turn the table.
Okay, so the question, this is more for fun. So when basically you've been now, almost 30 shlokas have been done in the Gita. We have done 30 shlokas, and almost probably 15, 20 we have had sessions. Is it giving you some insights to the great Shruti, great Smriti? Some people argue about that, so we will Shruti Smriti.
Or maybe you can go around and everybody can say what they have sort of.
If there's one thing you have gained, and each one will be different,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
start maybe if allowed. Can I?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I think for me, I think the first thing that I would say is that love for Gita and love for Sanskrit. I mean, honestly, Sanskrit was little alien to me earlier, though I used to listen to shlokas once in a while, accidentally, to be honest. But I was extremely terrified to even pronounce a single shloka. And that this way of learning has not been uh, pressure driven. It has been enjoyable, lovable, and there is like a lot of love from heart. So I think that is one thing I would say. And the love is so much that uh, when you read a shloka, recite a shloka, there is a feeling in it. At least for me, is what I have realized, and it doesn't look like as if I am studying something. It's like falling in love. If I have to say one sentence, it's falling in love.
So the best way to learn a language is to find a girlfriend who speaks that language. That's an ancient method. So since we don't have a girlfriend here, and our wives will beat us, so let's fall in love with the classic. And that's the other way. You fall in love with the classic great work of literature. You fall in love, or you fall in love with the protagonist. And Sri Krishna, of course, is someone who is just absolutely beautiful. So, and we are hearing the sounds that are coming, that are inspired by him. Whether he said it or not, we don't know. So I think that's very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So that helps me a lot. So continue in the same direction. The Patha, you guys, you like it?
Yes.
So then I'm going to ask you for something. Every
Yes, sir.
day, you're going to recite a part. You're going to take one shloka from the Gita, one shloka, and play it, Brahmanandji or Pai or whoever plays it, and then spend 5 minutes, then do 5 times, recite it, and then later try to recite it without the paper in front of you, and you will not remember. Then you go back, spend time with the shloka, few minutes.
Yes.
Instead of, we have so many things, but we can always take out 5 minutes every day. And this is not mandatory. There's no exam. Since you enjoy it, let's just listen. I mean, Brahmanandji is so beautiful. I hear him. I found other cassettes too, but on the wide YouTube and all that, I have not found anyone better than him. I've listened to several, and he's almost perfect in his diction. Each person has his own style. So we can learn so much from him. So, okay, good. Thank you. Anybody else has any other thoughts about this?
I'd like to share.
Yes, sir.
So it happened kind of suddenly. I wasn't thinking about it or expecting it, but I have started feeling just some kind of anand and bliss for no reason.
Yes.
It could be because of how you have been telling us Satchit Anand. It can also be because I have a baby who is always in bliss, and that also can be very contagious. But it's so beautiful. And the interesting thing is I was able to notice it, because sometimes you just think you're happy for some reason, for something going on outside. But here I was able to see कि it's happening, it is almost tangible. So beautiful
That's
feeling.
beautiful. Because
Yeah.
Sri Krishna is the avatar of Ananda. That's how I first came in touch with Sri Krishna, through just Anand. And that's when I realized who Sri Krishna is. So if you are feeling the Anand somehow or the other, whether through the baby, whether through the meditation, whether through the sounds, Sri Krishna is touching you. And that is who you are. Anand is who you are.
Right.
From Anand, the universe was formed. By Anand, it is maintained. And to Anand, it will return. I forget, Chandogya Upanishad, I think it is. But beautiful. That means you are in a Sahaj yoga. This is yoga going on. You don't have to do anything. Just flow with it. And keep practicing. Spend time with the baby. The baby will teach you a lot. And beautiful. Keep doing the Patha. And if you have time, then I can even give you, Samirji, you can share some of the essays, or we can share some of the books if you want to read books. But otherwise, I want to make Sanskrit easy. It becomes a part of you, as if when you were growing up at home, and your language, whichever, English, Hindi, whatever language came naturally to you, that's how we want to build Sanskrit. And I think we should think about bringing Sanskrit back to the world, to the nation, because there is something so beautiful lost if we lose this language. So if everyone, each of you starts internalizing it, I have this faith, this one of my great aspirations is to fulfill what Mother wanted for India, was to bring Sanskrit back. Simple Sanskrit, not complicated, not the Sanskrit of Pandits, but the Sanskrit that we can enjoy and appreciate in our daily life. Thank you. That was very helpful. That makes me very happy. That's wonderful.
I would
So,
like to share.
yes, sir.
So, one thing that's happened is after, doing the memorizing of parts of certain shlokas or just continuously hearing it. Earlier, random songs would come in the head, and now what's happened is sometimes the shlokas come to the head. I'm just, it's having a bath or driving the car, and
Yes.
what shlokas just randomly come to the head and they start playing. So that for me has been beautiful. And one more thing that has happened is just the realization that normally, at least when I would try and explain something to someone, there's a certain way that I have understood it, and I try and explain it, saying that the other person should understand it because that's my understanding. But looking at how Shri Krishna is going in different levels to explain, just different angles, and just coming back again and again, and that is a big takeaway for me, saying that what my level of understanding is and where I'm coming from may not be the same as the person in front. So, especially for important matters, it's worth maybe going in different levels and different angles and then trying that out.
And that was very important in our tradition. In our tradition, it was not important to give one logic that worked for everyone. It was called Upaya Kaushal. Upaya Kaushal, we've talked about it, is to use all my wisdom and knowledge to give you a reason that works for you. A reason that is more natural to you, because you will have one reason, another person will have another reason. Because you're different. Your mind, your swabhav, your swadharma. So that is the teacher's intelligence and wisdom to get, and that's what Sri Krishna does. He's moving, he's very subtle. Almost every shloka, he's bringing Krishna to that, Arjuna to that consciousness. Thank you. That was very important. It happens to me also. So that is very helpful. So I think if each of us can do a little bit of part every day, a few minutes, it'll be good. If we want to read more, I can suggest some books. If you want to research more, it depends on your interest. If you don't want to, that's okay. I'm totally immersed in it. Actually, I've given up everything now. All I'm reading, studying, eating, breathing, inhaling is the Gita now, thanks to you all. And it is a beautiful thing. It has helped me in understanding a lot of things that I did not understand about life. So it is our entry point into our civilization. If you want to understand what greatness our civilization has reached, bad things we see, a lot of problems, but the greatness, the heights of which we are capable, and heights we reached and the heights we can reach again or even go beyond, then the Gita is a very beautiful entry point or a door to that genius that is in our national tradition and culture and arts and sciences and languages. So, yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
Sapna wanted to share.
Yes, sir.
Sapna wanted to share.
Go ahead, Sapna ji.
Yes.
Sapna,
So,
you still there?
yes,
Yeah,
I'm
go
here.
ahead.
So the question Dr. G asked, as a child, my mom made us recite evening prayers and multiplication tables diligently. All three of us siblings, khade ho jao and go for it. And at that time, I would find it as a ritual. कि ये क्यों है? And why should we just do things because somebody is telling? Only now I realize the power of memory that comes from Shruti, the Smriti and Shruti. because there are so many things. I don't think I'm a good at Pathan and then doing the Smriti, but just the Shruti and Smriti has um, evolved so much, and I can see the power. The other thing that I've realized, and I'm slightly new joiner in this group, so I've definitely not attended 20 sessions. But I'm also seeing that I'm beginning to see the power of Sakshi, and I'm able to catch myself doing things. So if in one instant I do or say something, the next fraction I'm able to see as an observer and hold myself to say that probably it is not right, or was it rude, oh, this is why I felt what I felt. So that has been the journey in the last few months that I've been together with this group, heard you speak, and I always had this charisma of Gita. समझ नहीं आती थी because I have not learned Sanskrit in school, so it was like a calling. Mom used to say she reads Gita, but we've never spoken on the subject. So now I want to acquaint myself with a little bit of Sanskrit, a little bit of knowledge from Gita, and then maybe have those conversations with her. So thank you so
Very,
much for that. Thank you.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so what I would like you to do, request you to do, is memorize a few shlokas. Don't tell your mom. And then go and recite in front of her after you've practiced, and then look at her face. And then,
I'm sure.
the key was to give the tools to everyone so that you become independent in your dealing with Sri Krishna and the Gita. That is the key. So all these tools, we just go over these. Notice we are done with the shloka in 15 minutes. Today, we didn't have to talk too much about the shloka. Now you are having the tools. Now you can enjoy it. And the key is to enjoy. Ananda. The key is to enjoy Sri Krishna, because Sri Krishna is joy himself. So the key is to bring him and feel him as that Ananda. And if we don't do that with the Gita, what are we going to do with anything else in life? The Gita has to be the source of the greatest joy for us. And this is all you need. Now you have the tools, you know how to recite it, you know a little bit of the chanda. So this is my theory. I'm going to give you my theory. You may or may not agree. In the Vedas, we have 6 angas, 6 branches to study the Vedas. They call the Vedanga. And the 6 are, one is Shiksha. Shiksha is how to pronounce it. Enunciation. Notice you're doing Shiksha already. What they used to do in the Gurukuls, you're already doing the Shiksha.
Yeah.
The second one is Kalpa. Kalpa is all the ritual of the Veda, how to put the fire, the samhita, the ghee, how to invoke, how to burn. We don't need to do it with the Gita. Shri Krishna has made it very simple. So Kalpa is gone. Third is Jyotisha. Jyotisha is the knowledge of light, not just astrology, but knowledge of light. Shri Krishna gives up all that too, so we don't have to do Jyotisha. Fourth is Chanda. For the Veda, you have to understand the Chanda. You're already beginning to understand the Chanda. There are only 2 Chandas in the Gita. So Anushtup, Trishtup, very simple. Now you can go deeper into the meter of the Gita, which we can do, and through our different studies, we can do. Then Nirukta. Nirukta is etymology, a sound, a word, where does it come from? So if you say Buddhi, where does the Buddhi come from? Buddhi's root word is Dhi or Dhri. Dhi or Dhri is that which holds, right? From which we have Dhyana, we have Dharati, we have Dharana, right? All these words come from that. Samadhi, Buddhi, Dhairya, Dhira. So all these words. So that is Nirukta. Going to the root, where did that come from? If we don't understand the word, we go to the root. That is Nirukta. That is the 5th Vedanga. And the final one is Vyakarana. And remember, it took 10 to 15 years to learn all this. We are trying to compress it for you in a short time. Obviously, we're in the modern age. We're not going to live in a Gurukul. We are all business people working hard, IT, management, finance, all the stuff. But we have shrunk the Vedanga from 6 to 4. Right? Shiksha, everyone is learning how to pronounce it. Chanda, everyone is beginning to get a sense of the meter and the sounds, which you take it to go into mantra. That is a very high-end knowledge of sound. Third is Nirukta, which we do whenever we can. Very important in Sanskrit because each sound has a significance. And I think someone had asked for Atri and Atra last time. And next day, Partho Dada was talking about Atri and Atra. And that's what he told me. Atri comes from Atra. I didn't know that. And the last one is the Vyakarana. Vyakarana will come at the end, but you're already doing Vyakarana. And if Swamiji wants, he can share the essay I wrote, which will tell you that to learn Vyakarana of Sanskrit, you only need to know 2 paradigms. That's it. Swamiji, can you show my essay or?
I've shared it on the group also. Should I open
if
it
you
here?
can show it. Those are the 2 things.
Yeah.
You just memorize them, and I guarantee you in 3 to 6 months, you will start understanding almost 50 to 60% of the Gita. Go down to my, and these are not mine, of course. Just look at this. And we've already done one of these. Lat lakara, bhavami, bhavasi, bhavati, bhavavaha, bhavataha, bhavata, bhavataha, bhavamaha, bhavatha, bhavanti. This paradigm, this prayoga is multiplied in different ways. There are 9 lakaras, each with 9, each with different padas, parasmay pada, atmanay pada, and then of course the kartari bhav and the karmani bhav. More than 200 variations, yet you can learn all these. All these will become easy for you if you just master these 9. It's not that difficult. After you do it 100 times, it'll become a part of you. And even why is bhavami bhavami and not something else? That also there is a deep reason behind it. Because ma sound is completion, and to us ma is what completes the world. Aham, main. That's why bhavami, ma sound will always be there when you're referring to yourself. Bhava maha, all of us, ma sound will be there. There's a reason why the sound is there. And we will talk about that. And my theory is every form has a reason why that sound is used for it. And then, of course, there are variations. So Sanskrit allows all these variations, but it's like that hologram which is repeated, like the fractal which is repeated. And the second one, we have also done this, akaranta pulling. Swamiji, if you could lower it just a little bit. Very simple, which I think we did the ekvachan already. Dvivachan is very simple, and bahuvachan is not that difficult either. We have done deveshu, I think, in the past, and we have done devaha, we have done that. So these two, if we could spend time with, and it's really not that difficult, like we did the other day, devaha, devam, devain, devai, devat, devasya, devehe, deva. Do it 10 times, internalize it, and I guarantee you it will become easier and easier, because then you'll be able to spot them in the Gita. Devau, devau, devabhyam, 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 devayoho. Don't say devyo. Devayoho, devayoho, he devau. And the third one is devaha. Devaha, we don't say devaha, we say devaha. Devaha, devan, devaihi, devebhyaha, devebhyaha, devanam, deveshu, he devaha. If we can remember these, 8 times 3 is 24. Even in the Dvivachan is the easiest. It will become very easy. Once you and you don't even memorize it. Just read it 3-4 times, because when you come to every shloka, you will see a repetition of this. For example, bahu shakhaha. Bahu shakhaha. So shakha is feminine. That is akaranta. इसका वो दिखाओ पदच्छेद. पदच्छेद दिखाओ स्वामी जी. हाँ. Bahu shakhaha. When you see buddhihi, buddhihi, that is ikaranta. Like we said, janah janau janaha, that is akaranta. Buddhi is ikaranta. Nadi will be ikaranta. So that is how Panini broke them down. So buddhi, you will see now, you will start seeing those patterns again and again. Bahu shakha, that a and interestingly is the same, the bahuvachan of the karta, the pratham vibhakti, bahu shakha. So we will do that. This one, the third one, prathama, bahuvachan, devaha. So for the female, like sena, sene, senaha, that is akaranta. So I don't want you to get confused. Don't get stressed out. Learn to chill. Everyone relax. Just learn to see these two patterns and see how these patterns recur in the striling, in the pulling, in the napunsakalinga, and they will all I've read so many books on Sanskrit, and all I see is the same patterns coming. So there's no, this Dvivachan is one of the easiest. Devau, devau, devabhyam, 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 devyoho, devyoho, he devau. Can't be any easier than this. So practice, practice, practice. If you can spend every once a week, just look at these two patterns. We will keep coming to these until you master them. And once you have mastered them, I guarantee you all the ikaranta and the akaranta will become very simple. For example,
Interestingly, Marathi also has akar, ikar, ukar,
yes,
and then that's how the Barakhadi goes.
Marathi is very close to Sanskrit. Let's go to Shloka 1 of Gita, 1.1. And don't lose my vibhaktis. Okay, dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Only 2 words. Let's just take 2 words. Go to my vibhakti. Can you overlap it, Swamiji, on this? Okay, where is the A? Can you spot it in this paradigm?
Saptami.
Saptami ekvachan. What does that mean? Saptami is adhikaran. Me pe.
Kshetra me, Kurukshetra me.
That's it. See how simple it is? Well, let's go back to Shloka 1. Samavetaha yuyutsavaha. Now, samavetaha has a visarga at the end, but visarga disappears if it is followed by a ya. It is called a visarga lopa. But the original word was samavetaha. Now let's go back to and then again, let's hold on. Mamakaha. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Just hang in there with me. I'm trying to rush you guys, but yeah, just go to my vibhakti structure. Yeah, dekho. Ab dekho. Samavetaha. Where is the sound a after which a visarga comes?
Prathama bahuvachan.
Bahuvachan, prathama vibhakti. Devaha, devau, devaha. Matlab, karta, devaha, many devas acting, doing. Karta is the doer. Many. So samavetaha, gathered together. And vetaha means all. So the same vibhakti that you will use for a noun, you will use for its adjective. Visheshana or sangya. की विभक्ति एक होगी. Mamakaha. Mamakaha is mine. So if you say Mamakaha is mine, my children, he's talking about Mamakaha. So if you go to the, again, the third, the Bahuvachan of Prathama Vibhakti, Devaha. Look, Mamakaha, my children, and he comes here with Mamakaha. So he's talking about many children, all my 100 children. And then if you do the Anvaya of this, it is Pandavaha. Sorry, Anvaya dekho. Padachhed karoge to Pandavaha. Samavetaha, you saw that? Samavetaha, Mamakaha, Pandavaha. These are all Bahuvachana, Prathama. What did my children and what did the Pandavas? Again, there are plural. Cha is to end. Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva. Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. So, now a Kurvata is not your typical present tense. Whenever you see a before a verb, that is past tense. Okay, so if he had said Kurvata, that would be one sound. A Kurvata, whenever there's a in a verb that comes at the early, it is past sound. And why? Because a is the sound of the beginning or the absolute. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What does it start with? A. Ashochanan Vashochastvam, the most important beginning, the Gita, when Sri Krishna really starts giving his teaching, starts with a. So traditionally, a is the beginning. So whenever before a verb a comes, it is the past tense. So he's asking Sanjaya, Dharma Kshetre means in the Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetre, in Kurukshetra, Samavetaha, gathered together, Yuyutsavaha. Yutsava means one who wants to fight. Yuyutsavaha, Mamakaha, now you can see Mamakaha, Pandavaha, again plural. First, Prathama Vibhakti, Cha and Eva. Eva is when you emphasize. Kim is what? Bhavatah nama kim. When I say Mama nama Parikshita, Bhavatah nama kim. Pankajji will say Mama nama Pankaja, Bhavatah nama kim. Or in case of Sapna ji, I will say Bhavatyaha nama kim. So kim is what? Kim akurvata, what did they do, O Sanjaya? Now that you have started seeing the patterns, we will see those patterns in the shlokas. There is no need to be scared. This is easy, simple, and it will become natural to you as you start reading more and more, as you start coming to the meaning. Grammar comes at the end in any language. Grammar does not come at the beginning. If you don't know grammar, no problems. You can recite Sanskrit, you can chant Sri Krishna. That's all that matters. Okay, that's all I have to say. My only request to everyone, if you have time, if you really get deep into it, then start listening to it. And if you can do the Pathan, you see the beauty of, and remember, all our music came from Sanskrit. So now you will see how these matrix-like structures of Sanskrit are multiplied innumerably, infinitely into different forms. That's the genius of the language. So I think we're good, right, Swamiji? Anything else?
No, we are good.
Yeah, feel free to critique the essay. If it makes sense, we can talk about it. And this is, I think I try to make it as simple as possible. If something is not clear, we're trying to create a curriculum. So I don't know if you know, we have created a university which is mostly techie for techies, data sciences, healthcare, masters in healthcare. But I want to create some curriculum where you can learn Sanskritam from the Gita in just very basic 2-month, 3-month courses, maybe 20, 30, 40 shlokas. And so people become loosen up. What we need to do is loosen up and start enjoying and dancing with the Gita. Start jiving with it. That's the secret. Once you start doing that, that is the goal. So feel free to critique the essay because you are my beta site, if I may use, and I didn't plan it that way. This has become our beta site. Beta, English wala beta, BETA. So this is our beta site, and we will develop it, and hopefully we can create a curriculum, and hopefully you all will share it with the families, the children, your friends. That love of Gita will come to spread to your immediate surroundings. All right, that's all I have. Okay, pranam, namaskar.
Afternoon.